For too long, the Human Rights Council has been a protector of human rights abusers and a cesspool of political bias. The council ceases to be worthy of its name. Such a council, in fact, damages the cause of human rights.
So when Nikki Haley gave those words at the UN and offered them right across town in New York City, many people thought of John Bolton, who's felt the same way for the longest time, who was once the UN ambassador for the United States of America, and now he's National Security Advisor at the White House. So, John Bolton, great to see you again. Now that you're not on the payroll, I know you're here voluntarily. But what were your thoughts as Nikki Haley was saying those words behind the microphone? You wanted that decades ago, right?
Yeah, I thought she was exactly right. I thought Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was right on target as well. You know, this decision in many respects has been decades in the making. The Human Rights Council, its predecessor, the Human Rights Commission, were really not places where human rights was a priority, strange as that may seem. So it's clearly the right decision to get off. It's the right decision to defund the Human Rights Council and the High Commissioner for Human Rights. And it's something I think that goes to the broader question of American sovereignty. You know, we're actually self-governing in this country. We have a constitution. We make our share of mistakes, and we correct them. We don't need advice by the UN or other international bodies on how to govern ourselves.
All right. So, John, officially leaving over a bias against Israel. And, in fact, between the years of 2006 through 16, this commission condemned Israel 68 times, condemned Syria 20 times, and condemned Iran 6 times for comparative purposes. But as well, it is raising some eyebrows, us pulling out of this council, because it follows one day after their high commissioner criticized the United States over President Trump's immigration policies, separating families.
Well, it had nothing to do with that. This decision was made by President Trump weeks ago. It followed long decision-making and review of the Human Rights Council's performance. And as I say, it's something that reflects a widely held view in the United States. It's one reason why in 2006, when I was up at the UN, we voted against creating this council because we said it was not adequately reformed. It would not change its behavior from its predecessor, Human Rights Commission. And the last 12 years have simply proven that. So I think what Mike Pompeo and Nikki Haley announced yesterday was exactly the right thing. It does have these broader implications for American sovereignty around the world. You know, we did talk about Israel because it's singled out unfairly, but in many respects, Israel is, as the saying goes, a canary in the mine shaft for the United States. Countries that attack Israel do it because they think it's easier, but much of their criticism is really aimed at us.
You know, there are many people watching that live in the middle of the country that are just, you know, trying to get dressed for work this morning. They don't know what this council is. They don't know what these commissions and these committees are. Will you, just in layman's terms, tell us, for those folks watching that have never heard of this council, what exactly it means to them at home?
Well, I think getting off the council is an assertion of American determination to stick by its Constitution and not to recognize that there's some higher authority at the UN, whether it's the Council or the High Commissioner for Human Rights, to judge our performance or to give us advice on how to implement the Constitution. We're perfectly capable of doing that ourselves. We make our share of mistakes, and we correct our mistakes. That's what this is about, self-government.